Hi there, Bryce Chapman again from 5am Wake Up Call. Thanks for listening to this video again. Look, if you remember, previously we were talking about busyness and about how our lives have become so busy with the usual suspects of work and kids and family and weekend responsibilities, busy, but also the new things like Facebook and Twitter and emails and looking at YouTube. The life that we were promised with these smart devices hasn't happened. It's gone the other way. We're even more busy now than we ever have been. So let's work together to try and overcome that busyness that seems to be like a badge of honour these days, but in fact is a way of having our lives suffer with bad health and being unfit, not having time to spend with our kids, but most importantly, not having time to live our dreams, to live the rich life that you really do deserve. And if you remember my story about how busy I was running 5 businesses and being a father of 4 and a weekend lifesaver, and how I turned that around through the habit of waking up at 5 a.m. each morning and working with focus and with discipline and with persistence towards changing my life, identifying my dreams and working towards those. Look, this path is possible for all you guys, and that's what this video is going to help you out with today. And as we talked about, this busyness that we all have seems to leave us to feeling overwhelmed. It makes us stressed and it makes us unhappy. It's not the way that we want to live our life. And one of the best ways to overcome these feelings of unhappiness, etc., is to have clarity. Clarity is the key to getting rid of this stuff once and for all. See, when we're clear about what we want in life and also what we don't want in life, life becomes simpler. It becomes less confusing, less overwhelming. It becomes manageable. It becomes something that we want to bounce out of bed each day and take head on, instead of not wanting to get out of bed because we're overwhelmed, we're depressed, we're stressed, there's too much going on. And with clarity, you can get rid of all that business, all that clutter once and for all, so that you can really live a great life. Now, in order to get clarity, I've got an exercise that I want to quickly talk to you about. Now, mind mapping is a powerful way of gaining clarity. Now, if you recall my story when I started my 5 a.m. wake-up call habit over 10 years ago by walking and then jogging on the beach, and then I went to work and I turned my work around. That involved making some major decisions in work, including selling a business of 18 years, which set me up so that I had the time and the finances to work towards my dreams. After that, I wanted clarity with my life as well. And the way I did that was mind mapping. Okay? Mind mapping is an incredibly powerful tool. It uses the creative side of your brain so that ideas spark and flow and you can get them out onto the paper or onto the screen of the computer or whiteboard, and you can get them on the table once and for all and make some decisions. Now, I don't have time to go over the entire mind mapping process on this short video, but I wanted to just give you something that you can work on. Now, if you start with what is your dream? What do you want to spend your life doing? What is something that if you don't do now, you'll feel like you haven't lived a really full life? I call that your magnificent obsession. Now, if you find your magnificent obsession early in life, you're very lucky, and some people do. Mostly those who are highly successful found their magnificent obsession early in life. Steven Spielberg, for example. He knew what he wanted to do and he focused on that with vision and focus for a long time until he became one of the world's best. But your magnificent obsession may be buried deep down because it's been put on the back burner for many years. It has been deprioritised. So for once in our lives, how about we identify what all those dreams were? So start mind mapping them out. Magnificent obsession. List out all the things that you possibly wanted to do in your life, may still want to do in your life, and start to gain some focus on where those things now lie in your life. And then later on we can start eliminating those that are just overwhelming us, that are just making noise, so that we can focus on what we really want to spend our time on. Now, our magnificent obsession is extremely important, and it needs to be pushed to success by 5 foundations in your life. Now, I've identified the 5 foundations in my life. This will work for you, but be flexible. There may be other foundations that you discover. But let's just start with these. We've got our health and fitness. We've got our friends and family. We've got our levels of happiness and what makes us happy and what doesn't. We've got our wealth, and we've got our work. Now let me quickly run through each of those very quickly. Health and fitness. When you're mind mapping out your life, identify all the things that you'd like to do to make your health and improve your fitness. It could be paddle boarding, it could be surfing, it could be running on the beach, it could be going to the gym, it could be skiing if you're in the snow area, it could be anything. But write them all down, all the possibilities that you can possibly do. If you've got health issues, write down all the health issues so you can start identifying those things that need to be addressed. Is there family histories of health? Is there things that are coming up for health from old injuries or things you've been exposed to or just because of your age? You've got to start being creative and map out all your possibilities. Friends and family. It's good to actually identify who's what in your life. We get confused about our relationships with people. Sometimes we think that a person may be more than they actually are. Their role in their life might be just to be the neighbour that says hello so that you feel like you're part of the community, so that you can enjoy your life around the street and around the area that you live in. Sometimes we confuse that for wanting that person to be more, to be one of our good friends. Let's start identifying the roles that people play in our lives. Once we identify those roles, we don't get upset when that person doesn't want to take the relationship to a place where you may want it to go. You start to get clarity about what their role is. Okay, so that person's okay just to say hello to, have a little chat, and then on our way we go. That's all we need from that person. I now no longer feel upset that he didn't invite me over for a barbecue or he didn't invite me to his party. That's fine. We need those people in our lives. But if we start to get clarity about who's what in our life, it makes us feel a lot better, so we're not getting upset about things that don't really matter anyway. Okay, happiness. What makes you happy? List it all out. That's very easy to do. Write it all out. All the things that make you happy. What makes you unhappy? Write all those out. Very easy to do. Now, here's the trick. Go through the list of the things that make you happy and identify those that actually will happen in your life. Things that you can really do. See, quite often we think we want to do things, but in the reality of our lives, we actually don't. So we're getting upset that we're not doing things that we think will make us happy, when actually we've got no time for them. Those things don't no longer fit in our life, so we're getting upset over things unnecessarily. So become clear about what makes you happy. The things that don't make you happy, try as much to eliminate those. Okay? Totally eliminate them from your life. There are things that you just cannot avoid, and there are people that you cannot avoid, but you can minimize your exposure to them. Spend less time doing the things that make you unhappy and more time doing the things that make you happy. It's very, very simple, but I'll tell you what, that's powerful. This, I could talk to you about that all day in itself. It is extremely simple, but extremely powerful. Wealth. Okay, identify what sort of wealth you'd like. Now, again, we kind of feel upset about ourselves because we don't have that 55-metre yacht sitting in the harbour, or we're not flying around in our personal Learjet. Look, in reality, I don't want the 55 metre yacht or the Learjet. I'm quite happy with the things that I have in my life. So instead of getting upset that I haven't got that, gain clarity about what's important in your life and then appreciate the things that you do have. And also another little trick that you can do, you can actually write down all the list all the things that you really want in your life and then put a dollar sign to them and add up the total. You'll be surprised the amount of money it takes to actually make you happy with your wealth is probably lower than you think when you're being realistic about it. But mind map this out. It's extremely important. Work. Okay, work should fit in with this. Now, all these 5 foundations to your new rich life should be pushing your magnificent obsession, your dream, up to success. If any of these aren't, they're dragging you down so that you don't live your dreams. Don't let work be one of those that drag you down, and that's one of the biggest culprits. We put up with work that we don't like doing, something that we feel negative about, because that's just work. The rest of our life can be great, but work can't be. I'm sorry, that doesn't work. Work needs to be part of the whole plan. And if work's making you depressed, and if it's something you hate doing, you need to change it, list out all the possibilities for what can work, and retrain, requalify, reposition yourself so that you can live the dream job so that it fits in harmony with the rest of your life. Now, that's an extremely quick overview of mind mapping. The next step is to go through all these lists and figure out what's important in your life. I like to use the 80-20 principle with that, so we eliminate things that we don't need in our life and concentrate on the few things that makes us very special, makes us feel happy, the people who are important to us, the health and fitness things that are really going to make a big difference to us. Concentrate on the small parts that can make more money, the small businesses that generate greater wealth, and concentrate on the work that's important to us. So I like to apply the 80-20 principle to my entire mind map to eliminate all the busyness and all the garbage so that I can concentrate and focus on what's really important to me. But I'll have to talk to you more about that maybe in a later video. So look, what I'd like you to do, I know you're waking up, or hopefully some of you are waking up early each morning with a bit of focus towards working on one of your dreams. Just maybe play around with some mind mapping. You can choose any of these to work on with specifics. An important one, if you're undecided about what you want to really do in life, is to work on this magnificent obsession. What are your dreams? List them all out. It doesn't matter how crazy they are, list them all out. Feel good that you're getting it out on the table. And then go through those and cross off the ones that no longer apply, and maybe circle the ones that really do so that you can focus on those with discipline and persistence over the coming weeks. Okay, look, I'm going to shoot you another video in a couple of days, so just wait for that. And I'd like you, if you can comment on this video below, and I really hope that you're up to this challenge of waking up early each morning so that you can start making a real change in your life so that you're living your dream life, concentrating on your dream. And in order to do that, sometimes we need clarity and we need focus. And mind mapping is a really powerful tool for you to get focus on what's important in your life, in all the areas of your life, the 5 foundations of your rich life and your magnificent obsession. So go for it. There's no rules, there's no right way or wrong way of doing this. You can be as creative and crazy and wild as you like. And if you Google mind mapping, have a look at all the maps. They're incredible. That's why they're so powerful, because they're creative and they get the energy flowing. So play around with this mind mapping. I'll shoot you another email in a couple of days. Once again, thank you very much for listening. I know you're busy, and this is Bryce Chapman, and this has been your 5 a.m. wake up call.